And honestly, because I feel that way. I mean, all I care about as a fan of a team is that the player does what it takes for the team to win the game. Mm-hmm. That's what I care about as a fan. If I were a Celtics fan, that's all I would care about. I would not get my back up trying to prove Tatum's better or worse than someone else, or that he's clutch or not. Like, I wouldn't care about any of that. The individual thing. I'd care about my team winning. And I think Tatum is playing winning basketball and contributing to his team winning.
As do I.
So I'd be pleased with it. But you could look at it and say that his poor shooting is a sign of him once again shrinking in the moment. Mm-hmm. So I'm not looking at it that way. But have at it. 617-779-0985. I mean, is he good enough to be that guy? If the team was a little less and they needed him to do what Doncic does or some other guys do, could he do it?
Not right now.
Okay, so is that a knock? I mean, I don't think it is. Maybe he's not quite good enough. When I say good enough, like he's not the top 1 or 2 players in the league. He's in that next little rung, which that next little rung is going to need a little bit of help. There's no shame in that. Giannis is in that rung. I mean, there's a lot of brilliant Hall of Fame ball players in that rung. So you could say he's not quite good enough to be that guy, or he lacks, again, sort of the aggressiveness or some of those intangibles we talk about to be that guy, top of the mountain guy. But he's really damn good. And, I don't know. Again, if I were a fan of a team, I wouldn't care. I would say call him the second best player, call him the fourth. I don't care. With the championship. And he's doing what it takes and contributing what it takes for my team to win a championship. That's what I would care about.
I mean, that thing gets to the heart of the matter. He's not Jordan. He's not LeBron. Those guys could handle double teams, get their points, and still get the triple-double. Doncic might be one of those guys, too. Would you rather have that? Sure. In the absence of it, what do you want him to do? Because he is who he is. Like, at some point, you have to look at him and say, he's not that guy. I would love for him to be that guy. I've come to the realization that he's not. Now, again, 2 years from now, I don't know. But right now, he can't do it.
I mean, look, and I just think that's because he's not shooting well. If he were, he's lost his shot somewhere. He lost his stroke, or lost his confidence, or something. And so, like, that's happened. The stuff around the rim, though, is sort of like he's not been a great finisher at the rim. Remember in the finals 2 years ago?
Correct.
He stunk at the rim. He missed so many shots in and around the basket. Like, I mean, there was a little microcosm last night. I mean, that sequence. So the P.J. Washington, the Derek White, Jaylen Brown block on P.J. Washington on that breakaway came after Tatum got blocked at the rim. Celtics get the ball. They come back. Remember what happened on their possession? Jaylen Brown drove to the rim, made an easy basket. Jaylen Brown going to the basket, to me, he does it with far more deliberateness, sturdiness, strength, and it's a far sturdier play. When Tatum goes to the rim, it's like his arms are all over the place, and it's not really a strong finish, and he generally misses.
Yeah. So last night, that happened repeatedly. I wasn't even counting the block. I counted 4 of them where he was at the rim and did not finish. Now, again, I'm not telling you they're easy plays to finish. And then J.J. Redick made a comment during the game. Mike, it used to be worse. J.J. Redick made a comment during the game about how Tatum's percentage of finishes at the rim was the highest of his career this year, which I believe because he's better at it. He doesn't flail or fall away quite like he used to.
Yeah.
But he still doesn't go in 100% strong the way that Brown does. Brown makes a straight, direct line to the hole.
Right
at it. Tatum at the end always tries to go off the glass and shoots it over the other side, or it's always something.
But overall, if I were a Celtics fan, I'd be really happy with Jayson Tatum right now. Mike in Haverhill. Yes, Mike.
I think for a long time this season, we sort of struggled with like what the identity of this team was and whose team it was. And at the end of the day, the reality is this is just a defensive team. And when we start looking at the outliers of these teams that win without having these superstars, and a lot of times it's because these teams can have real lockdown defenders, and this team can go stretches when they're dialed in. It is suffocating, and a lot of their big plays at the end of these games aren't necessarily offensive plays. It's defensive plays when they need to lock in and dial in and slow the opponent rather than matching buckets.
Yeah, I think they're so much better defensively. It's not even funny. I think Dallas, it felt like most every Celtics possession started with someone, usually Tatum, beating his guy off the dribble in the half court. And now he's at what you would say, the second layer or inside the defense, and then he distributes from there. And, that was mostly Tatum. Sometimes it was Holiday. But Brown, whoever it was who had the ball in the half court at the point, beat their guy off the dribble. Just like automatically. And got free throw line-ish, got where he wanted to get to, and then from there made a play. And it's like over and over and over again. It's like, I was saying to Dallas, like, can you put a little more ball pressure out there, or be a little more stout out there, and not just let them automatically get inside your defense every single time?
They can't guard them one-on-one.
It's not even close.
No, they can't. They can't do it. And again, the Celtics are also doing a good job of identifying who they can beat. So whoever Doncic ends up on, if it's Tatum or Brown, they let him go one-on-one, get in there, and then see what happens. So, and Dallas is doing similar stuff at the other end, but the Celtics are better on the ball. One-on-one, they're better defenders than Dallas is. So this is the problem. Dallas doesn't have the horses to keep up.
Bob and Needham, go ahead, please.
Yeah, first of all, Grandy is insufferable, by the way, with his calls. If you guys or anybody else criticize the coach or the players, he's got his back up immediately. It's just insufferable call. But second, Doncic, if he goes to a strength and conditioning coach and gets in better shape like Bird and Magic did, he might be a top 15 player of all time.
Let me stop you there. He's still out of shape.
Yeah, without question. I mean, look what happened to him. He hurt his chest in practice or whatever the hell.
No. That was legit. He hurt it when Jaylen Brown barreled into him in game 1.
Oh, and he took that charge. And
he did. Yeah. So, I think he got banged up on that play. Mazz, what did you say to me today on the golf course about it?
You ever seen a guy during the national anthem on the bench have an ace bandage with an ice pack wrapped around his torso?
Little drama there?
Seriously. Dude, that's what happens in the locker room. You had to show the world that you had an ice pack on you. Did you see that?
Yeah. Hey, it looks like RoboCop.
Yeah, like he's wearing a life vest.
Yeah.
What are you going, swimming? Seriously.
If I was a Mavs fan, what I would hope for when they ultimately lose this series is that this is what lights a fire under his ass this offseason, to say, you know what, time to put the moussaka to the side and actually get in shape and lose the 15 pounds I should lose so I can be at my top level. It's kind of insulting. As a sports fan, someone that's that talented who just kind of half-asses it in terms of his conditioning to just show up like that, it's insulting.
This is, it's a bigger topic because Jokic deals with this too. It's a European thing. It's kind of like the U.S. basketball stars are freaking jacked and ripped and in excellent condition. The North American NBA guys and the Europeans kind of doughy and like, what do you have, like a cigarette at halftime? Guys,
it's a smoking room.
It's time to get on the program, put down the Carlsberg, and get in the weight room. Because the guys you're going against are all in fit. And that's dying. He's got to grow up on that.
Oh my gosh! He looks like, seriously. They must have an appetizer bar in the locker room.
How red his face is.
It's ridiculous.
No, it's because his heart's pumping real. I think he's putting in real work inside of his chest.
So look, I know it sounds like I'm picking on him. Okay, he's fat. He's fat. He's not just out of shape. He's fat. Look at him. Again, he looks like half the guys that were out there with us on the golf course today. Freaking whales. Packing a lunch in their pockets, for crying out loud. He's out of shape. You got to commit to it.
Think what he'd be if he were in shape.
Oh, my gosh.
He'd be the best player in the league, I think.
Now, look, he doesn't have great foot speed, okay? I'm not telling you he would be like Michael Jordan running up and down the floor. But he'd be better than he is. And he would still be able to maintain some of his strength. He's in horrible shape. Horrible. If you like that clip, check out more videos from Felger and Mazz here. For more Celtics analysis and opinion, hit this playlist. And for all the latest from the Sports Hub, download the app at 985thesportshub.com.